I'm Chris King with OTC Markets Group, and today at the Vancouver Resources Investor Forum, I'm joined by Jack Stoch of Globex Mining Enterprises. Welcome, Jack.
Pleasure.
Perhaps we could start with an overview of your company and its evolution and how it stands today.
Okay. Well, Globex Mining Enterprises is a bit of a different company. We're a property bank rather than a pure exploration company. We're listed on the OTCQX in the US, but we're also on the senior Toronto Stock Exchange and 6 exchanges in Germany. What makes us different is the size of our portfolio. We originally started off as a pure exploration company when we went on the OTCQX, and we've evolved into a property bank where we acquire assets, we work on the assets to make the value of the assets evident, and then we do options to other companies where they pay us cash, they pay us shares, they do the work, and then if they're successful, we end up with a royalty income. The advantages to this type of model is we don't dilute our shareholders. After the company's been around for 30 years, we only have 51 million shares out. We've never done a rollback. They're all original shares. We have money in the bank. Right now we have over $4 million in cash and shares. We're generating revenue from a zinc mine in Tennessee. Last month the check was $160,000. We expect that to evolve up to over $200,000 a month in the next very short while. We have options with other companies where they're exploring and proving up the value of our assets. We have an interest in a lithium deposit in Quebec. They are supposed to be in production in fourth quarter 2019. Again, we start getting royalty income. We have small royalty income from a silica project. So we have no debt, we own all our assets. So we've evolved into something really quite different than your normal exploration company.
Yeah, it's fascinating, thank you. So you mentioned OTCQX. You're one of the first 4 companies to launch on day one of OTCQX. That was over 10 years ago now.
Yep.
What was the strategy behind that?
The strategy was to get in front of more people to try to get the company a bit better known. We had no exposure at all into the US. We're exposed in Canada and in Europe, but the United States was sort of a desert for us, and we wanted to be in a position where the American market would at least have the chance to look at us and decide whether or not we were a good company to invest in, and clearly a lot of them think we are.
Great, fantastic. Would you perhaps like to talk a little bit about the challenges to the company?
Oh God, the challenges. There's every challenge on earth. Metal prices, politics, management of other companies, whether or not they can meet their obligations to us. But you know what? Our model, our business model as a property bank, we smooth out those challenges. Give for an example. A lot of companies, we're here at a conference in Vancouver, a lot of companies, if you look at them, they have 1 or 2 properties and they're dedicated to a metal. They're dedicated to gold, or they're dedicated to copper or zinc, whatever. If that metal price of that commodity goes up, fantastic. If the commodity price goes down, they're finished. They can go bankrupt, or the stock price dies and there's nothing going to happen until the price goes up. Globex is different in that in the 162 projects we have, 53 of them are royalties, but we have half the periodic table. We have, 76 gold projects, 50 base metal projects, copper, zinc, lead, nickel, and then we have a whole potpourri of industrial minerals, specialty metals, rare earths, kaolin, feldspar, silica, you name it, anything that can make money. And that's our model, so that when things go bad in something, we still have something else. For example, and this is actually a good example of our business model, I staked a feldspar deposit, historically 35 million tons, was sitting open. And most people don't know what feldspar is. So I was able to acquire this 35 million ton deposit for about $150. Feldspar is important in making ceramics, but it's most important in making tempered glass. So skating rinks, the glass around it that doesn't break, that's made with potassic feldspar. But the big market is for the glass on solar panels. and that's an ever-expanding market and a big need for it. The two biggest deposits of potassic feldspar in the United States have closed down, they ran out of ore. This project is on the shore of the St. Lawrence. When I mean on the shore, literally on the shore of the St. Lawrence, there's a loading dock on the property. So you have cheap transportation, which is important because the feldspar that is going into the United States right now is coming from Europe, so 40% of the cost of the material is transport. From our property, literally you can load it directly into the boats and deliver it to the plant in the US. So we took this property that cost us $156. We sold it for $100,000 cash, 2 million shares in a company that is going to try to put this thing into production, and plus a 3% royalty, I think it's 3%, on any production. So we have cash to continue and expand. We have shares which give us an influence and a percentage interest in the success of the company. Plus, we're going to get a piece of the profits of the company going on as long as the mine goes into production. Perfect example on an odd mineral that other people wouldn't even look at. And we do this all the time. Titanium dioxide, rare earths. Anything that can make money, we'll go after. We're not in love with copper, gold, and so on, although we have a lot of it. The thing that we're in love with is the final product. And the final product is money. It's not copper, it's not gold, it's what you get by selling the product.
Well, it certainly sounds like a diversified and exciting investment opportunity. We thank you for coming by.
Pleasure.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you.